Hey everyone, I hope everyone is having a beautiful evening. Today's energy has been a little bit heavy. The divine masculines in the collective, whose energy I am picking up on and channeling, there seems to be quite a bit of difficulty and like emotional, psychological, potentially even physical unwellness that is a result of having to carry heavy emotional burdens regarding their twin flame connection that they don't quite know how to deal with. So that's just kind of what I've been picking up on throughout the day today. Um, so that's the energy that I wanted to look a little bit deeper into. So I have all my decks out pre-shuffled and ready to go. I will be starting with the Gilded Tarot Royale deck here. And it's very synchronistic because I just noticed the card at the bottom of the deck is the Strength card. So I definitely feel like this divine masculine whose energy I'm connecting with is seeking strength. He's seeking spiritual, emotional, psychological, potentially even physical strength here to help him through. I'm just getting this strong energy of him not being well. So let's take a look and see what comes through here. As I shuffle the cards, you can set your intention for the reading either out loud in your mind or in the comments, however you feel comfortable doing it. And if you would like for me to be able to channel hyper-specific messages for you and your situation in these types of readings, then I definitely encourage you to subscribe to the channel and like these videos so I can pick up on your energy a little bit more clearly. All right, so we have enough cards to begin with here, and there is a lot flying out. Okay. The first card, the Seven of Wands. Yes. Immediately as soon as I picked up this card, I heard, I'm tired of fending off obstacles. So this divine masculine whose energy I'm connecting with is definitely tired of fighting his ego mind, his 3D physical obstacles that he is dealing with. And I'm also feeling like internal things that he is fighting with, you know, outside of the 3D ego mind, there's also, I'm feeling like emotional burdens that are acting as obstacles that are kind of hindering his forward motion in the 3D physical at this time. So that's kind of what I'm feeling like he's saying here. We have the Page of Pentacles. And with this, I feel very heavy, strong energy here. I'm feeling weight on my crown chakra immediately as I picked up this card, to where my head kind of feels like it's being pushed downward. That will I be able to show you how much I truly value you is what I am energetically picking up on as I tap into this energy. This divine masculine seems to be very worried about being able to convince his divine feminine of the truth around what he feels for her. So that is part of, I feel like, the emotional burden that he's having to deal with, that he really sees her in a very high light, but his treatment of her in the past, or just their interactions in the past, may cause this divine feminine to disbelieve him or to disregard what he is saying. And that is what this masculine is afraid of. I just heard a masculine step in to say, I can't live without you anymore. So I'm strongly getting that energy of this masculine just not being able to know, you know, like what to do with his life if his feminine turns him down. So here, this blindfold and this Eight of Swords card is really standing out to me, because this masculine really feels like he's blind to what is going on in the 3D physical reality for his feminine. Like, he feels like he's feeling his way through the dark, or that he would be feeling his way through the dark if he decided to take that forward motion. And at this point, especially with all these swords around her, I feel like this masculine is exactly that. Like, he's completely surrounded with all of these things that he wants to say to his feminine, but he doesn't know whether it's safe. He doesn't know how to do that. And he's not really finding the support that he needs anywhere outside of his divine feminine's energy. So he's almost completely reliant on the energy of his divine feminine, even though they're not in 3D contact just yet, to kind of help him, I heard, find his way home again. So that is, I feel like that's where a lot of this heaviness is coming from here. So the 10 of Pentacles, it's like this is the value that he places on his divine feminine, on his twin flame connection. Like, it's literally everything, the entire treasure chest, anything and everything that is of value in his life is actually this twin flame connection, this divinely guided connection. And this is something that this masculine has now awakened to, but he's just feeling so tied up about, what he can do about that. Like, the past energy in this connection was very tumultuous, I feel, and at the end, for some reason, in my third eye, I'm being shown a volcano here. So maybe, there was either an explosive event, an explosive argument or conversation, or something happened here that this volcano I'm seeing in my third eye is representing, that's really causing this masculine also to feel tied up, because he doesn't know how to counteract or overcome what happened in the past. And here, the 6 of Swords, he is trying to move forward here. He is trying very hard to untie himself. In my third eye, I'm kind of being shown this masculine who is blindfolded with his arms and feet tied, and he's sitting in this cold, dark room, and there's like chains all around him, and he's trying to break free. And sometimes he feels like the more he struggles, the tighter those chains get around him. But he's slowly figuring out that, slow and steady wins the race, is what I just heard Spirit say for some reason. So potentially, instead of trying to make a rash or impulsive decision, this divine masculine needs to move at a slow and steady pace forward. So this will allow him to avoid being stagnant, and it will also allow him to avoid making any rash or impulsive decisions. I think this masculine, I just heard find your rhythm. So Spirit is really guiding this masculine to find his rhythm in forward motion and stick to that rhythm so that he doesn't get stuck in one place and feel overburdened again. He wants new beginnings through communication. There's so much that this divine masculine is wanting to say to his divine feminine. In my third eye, I'm being shown an olive branch. So I feel like, he's kind of wanting to extend this peace treaty with her that, I just heard forgiveness. So he wants to ask for forgiveness. He wants to start over and ask for a second chance. And somewhere within his soul, I do feel like he knows that this is going to happen. Like, this divine masculine on both a 3D and 5D level knows somewhere within him that this connection is meant to be. But every time he steps back and tries to let things unfold naturally, he's also becoming stagnant, because it is him that needs to take the first step. It is him that needs to make the first move. And that is how this victory can be gained. I don't feel like this divine masculine truly has anything to worry about when he does approach his feminine. However, what he is being given is this relatable energy that in the 3D physical, prior to their disconnect, The divine feminine kind of went through the same thing. As I'm tapping into this energy deeper, I'm really feeling like this divine masculine put his feminine in that similar energy or in those similar shoes as he's finding himself in now. That, she didn't know whether it was safe to make a forward movement. She didn't know whether the masculine was being honest with her about any third parties existing in his life. I feel like this divine masculine deceived this feminine verbally a lot. Like, I am seeing verbal deception in my third eye here. So, like, he could have lied to her about things that maybe she outright asked him and he denied. And so now that they're not in communication in the 3D, this divine masculine is in a different way being given that relatable energy that he doesn't really know what he's dealing with and he doesn't know what he's stepping forward into. So let's see, what other messages can I channel, Spirit? What else can come through here? The Three of Cups, yes. There is a celebration on the horizon. I do feel that strongly. There will be reconciliation between these counterparts. This is something that they both do desire. And I am seeing like some kind of a get-together that I don't know at this point if the get-together is going to happen after these parties reconcile or if it's going to be like, like that's where they wind up running into each other, is through some kind of celebration. But I am being shown a celebration of some sort here. And then we have the Death card, which is the end of a cycle, rebirth. So this is very synchronistic, you guys, with this card because they are celebrating a new beginning here. They are celebrating victory. And this will happen after communication, moving forward into a better future. So that's very synchronistic. That's very beautiful. I just heard Spirit say that the tough times are almost over. So right now, what these counterparts are doing is actively manifesting their reunion. However, when this card came out, it was in the reverse position. So what that tells me is that their energies for manifesting up until some time had kind of been stagnant in the fantasizing phase. Like I just heard fantasizing. So that's what these counterparts were doing, but there was no action in the physical 3D. However, what purpose it did serve, because this card did turn itself upright later, was that through fantasizing, through daydreaming, these counterparts were actually able to reach alignment vibrationally with belief in their union. So they were able to align with the belief that their union actually will happen, that somewhere they are meant to be, that this is a destined connection. I feel like both of these counterparts are aware of that consciously. So those daydreams and fantasies that they had been kind of engaging in the past really helped them to align with that, to reach those deeper realizations. I just heard fear of heartbreak. So the divine masculine is definitely fearing heartbreak, but there's also a divine feminine energy here that although these counterparts know on a 3D and 5D level, there's no doubt that they are also consciously aware of the fact that this union is meant to be. They are afraid of heartbreak in between. They are afraid of what if before our union, we have to overcome other obstacles, the what ifs of what else might happen before we reach union. Because both of these counterparts know that they cannot handle seeing their counterpart with anybody else. They are both really, really afraid of that. They're both really anxious about, you know, what they might see. For some reason in my third eye, I'm seeing like Facebook. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Facebook. It could be any form of social media like Instagram or Snapchat or whatnot. But I feel like these counterparts are somehow like watching each other through social media, but they're also getting anxiety when they are watching each other on social media. Like when I open your profile, what am I gonna see? You know, what might I see, and will I be able to handle that? Like that is the energy that I'm getting here. And because I feel like these counterparts have been in separation for a little while now, like I'm getting at least 2 years-ish, that they really, they don't know, you know, like what could be happening with the other person, in the sense that if I lose any more time, will I be welcome in your life at all? Like, are you going to be willing to have any form of a conversation with me, is what I'm getting here. The 10 of Cups, this is beautiful energy. So we talked about, you know, the power of manifestation here earlier. And this is exactly what these counterparts are manifesting with each other, like a happy family. They are manifesting a happy home with children, marriage, you know, family, that kind of thing. This is what they're actively manifesting. But this heartbreak card here indicates that they're fearing, you know, what if their counterpart manifests that without them? Like, that's the biggest fear that I'm picking up on here. These are too many cards. I'm going to reshuffle the deck here. What else do we need to know, Spirit? King of Wands. So this divine masculine is also feeling a lot of sexual frustration and a lot of passionate desire for his feminine. I do feel like this divine masculine often ruminates, and I heard Spirit say drives himself crazy over just imagining his feminine being intimate with somebody else. Like, that fear is very prominent in this masculine's heart and mind. It's something that he constantly, I really feel like constantly worries about. 2 of Wands. So I just heard a divine masculine step in to say my bags are packed and I'm leaving. So this could indicate any type of third party or karmic situation that this divine masculine may have been in, that his bags are packed and he has either taken a step toward leaving that, or he is getting ready to take a step toward leaving. But what I heard Spirit say was my bags are packed and I'm leaving. So I am led to believe that a step really has been taken in the very recent past by this divine masculine to disconnect from any third-party situations or karmic situations they may have been involved in. Wheel of Fortune. I just heard time is on your side. So beautiful divine feminine and divine masculine. Time is on your side. This card is speaking to both parties. So really what I'm hearing here, if you're resonating with this reading, and please do remember this is a collective reading, use your intuition to know which messages are for you and which may be for others. If you're resonating with this reading, you feel like this resonates with your connection, you are being guided to release the worry here, that there's nothing for you to worry about. The 9 of Cups, you guys, this is wish fulfillment. Wish fulfillment is on its way to you. Like, these two counterparts are literally almost home. They have almost found their way back to each other. I just heard Spirit say most of the work is done. So if you feel like, you know, most of your ascension work is done and you are you know, like singing your soul song, you're kind of living out your soul purpose in that ascended state, then this reading could definitely be resonating with you, and you are being shown here that your wish fulfillment is about to manifest itself into the 3D reality for you. Oh my goodness, guys. The 8 of Cups. Yes, his bags are packed and he's leaving, right? That's exactly this. This is confirmation. So we just got 2 confirmations from Spirit about karmic cycles ending. And the initial card that indicated this was the Death, the Rebirth card. And then we had this 2 of Wands. So this was the initial card, and these are the 2 additional confirmations that we have received in this reading, that any karmic or third-party cycles that you might have been worried about for this connection, this divine masculine has walked away from. He's protecting this connection and being faithful to it for the sake of this leap of faith into a new beginning with you, beautiful divine feminine. The Fool card, like, he is getting to that point where, like, in my third eye, I'm just being shown this thermometer bursting, you know, like the mercury just kind of spilling out of that circular portion at the end of the thermometer. Like, you know, he's hitting his flash point with any barriers, with any obstacles that are standing in his way from moving forward towards you in this connection. So that's really beautiful energy, you guys. And we have the Page of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. So communication is definitely on its way. And because it's the Page of Cups, it is definitely a love offer. You know, there is communication in order to offer you a cup of love on its way. And the Page of Cups, though, unfortunately, still shows quite a bit of emotional immaturity here. So that's something that you may be concerned with, because I do feel like initially immature, like emotional immaturity was a cause, like a block in this communication, is I guess what I'm trying to say. So this divine masculine, as I'm tapping into his energy, I don't feel like he is necessarily the best at expressing himself. I do feel like he has a lot of work to do on that part, like as far as communication and self-expression are concerned. But as far as the fidelity, the loyalty, the commitment that he is wanting to offer you, the long-term stability that he is wanting to offer you, he is coming in as the King of Cups. So I do feel like there will be a greater degree of emotional maturity than what you saw before the 3D physical disconnect happened. So there has definitely been growth there. But as far as the skill of communication is concerned, there may not have been sufficient growth there. So that might be another thing that is hindering this divine masculine, because I just heard Spirit say trying to find his words. So I feel like this divine masculine is also delaying his forward movement as far as communication, because he just cannot find the right words to say. Like, he does not know how to say what he wants to say. And because of that, he's feeling very despondent, like missed opportunity is what I just heard. So this divine masculine is definitely fearing that he has missed a lot of opportunities to reach out to you, divine feminine. But at the same time, he doesn't have that confidence to come forward yet. And I do think that he's making the right decision to wait as I'm tapping into his energy, because I feel like if he approaches you before he's fully ready, it's really just going to bring you more frustration, you know, like it's not going to go well because he can't express himself clearly, and it's just not going to play out in a way that you would hope. For some reason, I'm being guided to this deck, the Divine Masculine Dark Truths by Liz Harrison. So let's get some messages from this divine masculine and see what's on his mind. I'm frustrated. Please don't pay attention to my moods. I allow my physical world to affect me more than I should. I get frustrated at my life and I know it needs to change. I'm working on this. How synchronistic, you guys. We were just speaking on this. This divine masculine's frustration with not being able to communicate and express himself the way that he desires to. I'm thinking of you. I get nostalgic listening to music and thinking of you. You are on my mind. So beautiful divine feminine, again, we have confirmation here that this divine masculine is protecting this connection. He's being faithful to you because he knows that you are his 10 of Cups. And I feel like with this card, the happy birthday card just popped out here. I'm sorry I missed your birthday. I was afraid to reach out in case you expected too much too soon. I will make it up to you, I promise. So I just downloaded some information here as this card popped out. I feel like in the 3D physical, there is some heartache. There's some heartbreak around the divine feminine's birthday. I feel like this divine masculine knew it was her birthday and did not wish her happy birthday, and she was trying to potentially get him to say that in one way. Like, I heard like sending the wrong message by accident or something. So it could be that she was trying to hint at him that, you know, wish me happy birthday, or open some kind of line of communication where he would wish her happy birthday and he did not. So I'm feeling like when this communication does take place in the physical 3D now, when reconciliation happens, for some reason I'm feeling like it's going to be either on or around this divine feminine's birthday. I feel like that is going to give this divine masculine impetus to reach out to the feminine, that I'm seeing like a birthday present. So it could be that he brings her a birthday present when he reaches out to her. Like, this is going to give him something, you know, some form of some excuse per se to interact with this feminine that he could not come up with on his own. And it's also going to help him kind of mend that wound around upsetting her on her birthday in the past by not wishing her a happy birthday. Like, I'm just strongly picking up on that energy. So it could be that your divine masculine is waiting for your birthday to come around so that he can offer you something, so that he can reach out. I love you. I will always come back. What a beautiful message. I'm surprised. Please don't be mad at me. I'm trying so hard to change. Yes, and I'm downloading something here about this divine masculine having fears around angering his feminine because of, I'm feeling like it's a self-worth thing. So I'm going to go to the Moonology deck really quick, because there's something around the energy of this divine masculine that is really speaking to the fact that he doesn't want to upset or anger anybody. He's kind of like conflict avoidant, I'm getting, because of self-worth issues. It's time to release negativity. Yes, full moon in Scorpio. So there you go. You have the full moon where emotions are running high. You have Scorpio as a water sign, which is more emotional. And then it's time to release negativity. So there's a lot of negative emotions that this divine masculine seems to be harboring around any kind of like confrontation or conflict or anything like that. Too many cards, but I'll take this one. Your dreams need a practical plan. So this divine masculine is really being guided to, you know, find a practical way to help himself in releasing these negative beliefs around conflict that relationships cannot be conflict free. Like, that's just impossible. That would be what we call in psychology as pseudo mutuality, that it would be a fake face, you know, a front that you put up if you never ever have any kind of conflict with anybody that you have ongoing interaction with. Like, it's just not reasonable to expect that. But it seems like this divine masculine kind of tries to maintain that. So if you are resonating with this portion of the reading and you feel like these messages connect with you, I have created a twin flame manifestation affirmations document that truly help with all areas of life. They are pretty all-encompassing. It touches on self-concept, abundance, manifesting your twin flame, career, you name it. There's over 100 affirmations in that document that I used to use with my live coaching clients in the past. And now for the first time, I've kind of created it in a PDF to distribute to the public for use to help them on their journey. And it isn't only love related, but it definitely has a lot to do with twin flame manifestation as well. There are mentoring tips and tricks in there, how to use the affirmations for most effectiveness. There's coaching tips in there that I would give my coaching clients in the past. So it's pretty much like a little booklet. And tomorrow is the last day that you can find this for $55, or that you can get this for $55. After tomorrow, which is April 7th, it is going to go back up to its normal price of $150. And I'm never going to put the price down this low again. So, sometimes you need an external tool to kind of help you out in releasing negativity and raising your vibration and in aligning with what it is that you're trying to manifest so you can live a more fulfilling life. So if you are interested in that, I will leave my Instagram handle in the video description box. You can direct message me over there. You can send me a screenshot of your proof of payment and the email that you want the document sent to, and I will send it to you in PDF format via email. So tomorrow is the last day that it will be for $55. After that, it's going back up to $150. I use PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo now. I just signed up for Venmo today, actually, for a customer who didn't have access to the other two. So I do have all three available. My only request is, if you use PayPal, please send it as friends and family. Please be sure to send as friends and family if you use PayPal. So definitely, if you're resonating with this reading, I do highly recommend that tool because I believe it can really help you there. So yeah, this divine masculine is really struggling with formulating any kind of a practical plan because he's afraid of the conflict. He's afraid of having to face what his divine feminine might say to him, that confrontation of, the deceptions, the dishonesties that, came up in the past, and him having to explain himself and having to come clean with everything that happened. I feel like that is really terrifying this masculine. And he's really having to seek out that inner strength in order to be able to release that burden that he's been carrying within him for so long. That burden of guilt, that burden of fear of losing his feminine, and all of those things that we spoke on that he's struggling with. This is very synchronistic, you guys. Hold your vision, fixed moon. So hold your vision and fixed moon. So I just heard Spirit say, stay fixed on your path. So pretty much be steadfast on your path toward union. You know that this is what you want. And it's something that you're going to have to face in order to be able to get the reunion you want. Communication is key. You're gonna have to communicate. Like, there's no way around that. And this is another soul growth lesson that this masculine is having to learn through this process of humbling down and having to face what he's afraid of. But look, a new start is coming. Like, if you've ever heard that adage, everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear, this is so true for this masculine whose energy I'm tapping into. It is extremely synchronistic here, because this divine masculine is only holding back because he doesn't feel confident in his ability to communicate, and he's avoiding that conflict like we spoke on. And these are the fears that are holding him back, because his feminine does not have any qualms about being approached by him. When I'm tapping into this energy, I don't feel like his feminine is harboring so much resentment that she's going to lash out or have any kind of a negative reaction here. So what I feel like this divine masculine is going to have to face here very soon is a fiery climax. This is the energy at the bottom of the deck, that there's going to be another tower moment that this divine masculine faces that's going to kind of force him to break free of those fears, of those third-party situations, and of those insecurities that, you know, feel the fear and do it anyway, is kind of what I'm hearing, that this divine masculine is going to be pushed into that. But that's how their new start is going to come here. Freedom. There's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. It could not get more synchronistic than that. But as we spoke on earlier in the reading, this divine masculine is really struggling emotionally, psychologically, like he's not doing well. So he's being guided here towards more lighthearted things. He's being guided to do what he's passionate about, you know, finding his soul song and singing it here, because this is going to help him alleviate those burdens. Because I really feel like this divine masculine, even as I said at the beginning of this reading, doesn't have an outlet. Like, he doesn't have that external support that would help him, you know, or guide him in the direction that he needs to go. So he kind of feels like, even though he has some people to talk to, that he's kind of in it by himself, that he's kind of in it alone. And that's really what he's struggling with. So to close out this reading, you guys, this was pretty intense energy. Like, my heart chakra, my throat chakra, and my crown chakra, like all the three last chakras that you have, except for the third eye one, is really feeling like so much pressure, so much heaviness. There is so much strain in my throat chakra right now, where I feel like I'm having a hard time getting my words out, because this is exactly what is going on energetically for this divine masculine. Like, there's so much that just is kind of packed up in there, you know, like it's like shaking that soda can or filling up a balloon with water, where it's just getting packed and expanding and you feel like it's going to explode, but that elastic is just hanging on and it's not exploding. Like, that's what I feel like this poor masculine is going through. So if you are resonating with this reading as the masculine, my heart definitely goes out to you, and we are all here to energetically support you. We are a soul tribe here, and I want everyone to know that this is their safe space and they are not alone. We as fellow twin flames are all energetically sharing these experiences and are here to support one another. So I just thank you, all of you, for creating such a beautiful, high vibrational community here on YouTube and on Instagram. I truly do see you guys as my soul tribe. I call you that here on YouTube and on Instagram, and I do mean that with all my heart. So I'm going to get some messages from my Masculine Mind Oracle deck here. This one actually just came in today, and I'll be featuring it in tomorrow's card pull special. So if anyone wants to take part in, you know, a card pull special with me, or experience like a mini personal reading from me, I do run those specials on an almost daily basis on my Instagram, the same place where you would buy the affirmations. So if you are interested in that, definitely stop by my Instagram and book one with me if you would like to experience it. So we got 4 messages here. Forever, I will never give up on us. Now that I know who you are and what you mean to me, this love is forever. This is such a beautiful and such a true twin flame type message here. Mission. Together we are unstoppable. We are an unstoppable force. We have a purpose together, and I'm determined to live it out with you. I love this message. Returning. I get so close to having it all with you, then fear steps in and I have to pull away. I'm sorry, it hurts to stay away. I will return. This is extremely synchronistic with everything that I was just speaking on in this reading that this masculine is going through. Honor. I want to take the honoring path towards you, so I'm taking responsibility for my situation first. So synchronistic with the 8 of Cups, with the 2 of Wands, with the Death card. Yes, this divine masculine is ending anything and everything that stands in his way from coming toward you, divine feminine. It's happening. And oh, I love this energy at the bottom of the deck. Daydream. I wish we could stay in bed and snuggle all day. Your body would fit perfectly against mine. Just like we said earlier with the 7 of Cups card, that, you know, there is a lot of daydreaming. There is a lot of manifestation going on here, like we saw with the Magician card. You know, that fantasizing and that daydreaming really does play a role here, in that it's bringing these twin flames closer into more harmonious union, because they're able to align with that belief that union is actually meant to happen for them, and that their counterpart truly does love them. This is what's helping them believe that, regardless of what the 3D reality is showing. So now I'm going to channel a divine feminine higher self message, love message here from the Rumi Oracle. Spirit, can I get a card? Thank you. Divine discontent, the number 12 card. I feel like those who are resonating with this reading, you could be seeing 1111 and 222 a lot as well. So those could be your angel numbers if you're resonating with this reading. Divine discontent. Winter falls upon us, so spring can bring new growth. Cry the tears, allow the longing. Sadness brings surrender and a deep desire to be free. Rumi. That's so synchronistic, you guys, that we're just, you know, going through those motions and releasing that negativity. The card that came out here from the Moonology deck, you know, release negativity. This is exactly what the divine feminine's higher self is guiding this divine masculine toward doing, because she knows that all of those guilts that he's harboring within him, those emotional burdens, are really what the obstacles are to his forward movement. So they need to be felt, experienced, and released, not hung on to. So her higher self is really guiding him on that, just as we spoke on in the beginning, that it's really the divine feminine's energy that this divine masculine is leaning on for support, because he doesn't feel like he'll find that anywhere else. So these were some beautiful, extremely synchronistic messages. Tonight's reading was pretty intense, but I think it was pretty powerful too, and the energy was really beautiful. So I do hope that these messages find those who will resonate with it. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining me here today. I do look forward to seeing you guys on my Instagram as well, if you're not there already. I will talk to you all again in the next reading video. Have a beautiful night.